Imagine waking up at 3 in the morning and hearing a baby cry. The problem is, your baby died 3 days ago, and the crying is coming from a doll. According to one family, this happened 4 times, across 4 generations. 4 baby boys died, and every mother claimed she could still hear them. Coming from the same doll, its name was Joliet. The story begins more than 100 years ago. Anna's great-grandmother was expecting a baby boy. During her pregnancy, she received a porcelain doll as a gift. It had a pale face, green eyes, painted lips. At first, it looked completely normal. According to family stories, the woman who gave her the doll was jealous. Some believed she had cursed it before handing it over. There is no way to prove that. But the family never forgot. What happened next? The baby was born healthy. Everything seemed normal for 2 days. Then, on the 3rd day, he died. The family said doctors never found a clear explanation. A few nights later, Anna's great-grandmother woke up to the sound of a baby crying. At first, she thought she was dreaming. She sat up in bed and listened. The crying continued, soft, distant, coming from somewhere inside the house. She followed the sound, down a dark hallway, room by room, until she reached the room where the doll was kept. The crying stopped the moment she opened the door. The room was silent. Only Joliet sat there, staring back at her. Later, she told relatives something they would never forget. She believed it was her son's cry, the exact cry she had heard while he was alive. From that day on, she refused to throw the doll away. Years passed. The doll remained in the family. Then it happened again. The next generation had a daughter and a son. The son died on the 3rd day. Days later, the mother woke up to the same sound, a baby crying somewhere in the house. She followed it, and according to her, it led to the doll. The pattern was impossible to ignore. Then it happened again. Another generation, another baby boy, another death on the 3rd day, and once again, the crying returned. By then, nobody in the family considered it a coincidence. Some relatives wanted the doll destroyed. Others wanted it buried. But for reasons nobody could explain, it always remained with the family, as if nobody truly wanted to be the one responsible for getting rid of it. Then Joliet was passed to Anna. By that point, she already knew the story. Every woman in the family did, and every woman feared it, especially after having a son. Then Anna gave birth to a baby boy of her own. 3 days later, he died. Until then, Anna had doubts. She believed grief might have influenced the stories. She believed decades of tragedy could have changed memories. Then she heard the crying herself, and her doubts disappeared. According to Anna, not everyone could hear it. Her husband couldn't. Visitors couldn't. Friends couldn't. Only the mothers. Only the women who had lost their sons. That became one of the strangest parts of the story. Because if the crying was real, why could only they hear it? Some people believe there is a simple explanation. Grief, trauma, a family story repeated for so long that it became impossible to escape. Others believe something else was happening, something connected to the doll, something that attached itself to the family more than a century ago. Today, nobody knows for sure. But one question continues to follow the story. 4 generations, 4 baby boys, 4 deaths on the 3rd day, and one doll sitting in the middle of all of it. The doll is still believed to exist, somewhere, in a private home, and according to the family, it still cries. Not every night, not for everyone, only for the mothers, the ones who lost their sons. If that story is true, then somewhere tonight, a woman may be lying awake in the dark, listening to a cry she recognizes instantly. the cry of a child who should no longer be there. This was Dead End Dispatch, and I'll see you in the next one.